Let's talk about one of the most popular topics in the self-improvement space, brothers and sisters, and that is not else than purpose. And we as men especially do have this huge need of actually being on your purpose. But not only that, but every single one out there is talking about purpose. And I do see and I do believe that back then when I started my journey, when I first met with self-improvement, when I first was introduced to self-improvement, I was like, man, I really have to find my purpose. So what is my purpose? And so in this video, I would like to talk about how I got completely freaking lost pursuing my purpose, how I've been able to, I would say, frame my purpose, and I would just like to go through this topic. So if you do not know too much about me, I'm a guy out there experimenting with self-improvement, pretty much every single self-improvement exercise out there, and especially with monk mode and exercising and currently reading and meditation, both work have been pretty much putting this whole project a bit on hold. So with that being said, here's the thing. Purpose will not just simply come by you sitting over there and meditating, okay? And this was one of my greatest realizations, because I just thought about life as like, hey man, like the calmer my mind is, the more still I am, the more clear my thoughts will be, the more I will be able to find my purpose. And so the idea is that it didn't happen that way. For me, it didn't happen, me being able to build up my business, it didn't happen that, hey, I was reading a shit ton of books and, I was like meditating on that. Or the same way, when I'm feeling lost, the actual ideas and actual directions doesn't come when I'm sitting all around. But actual directions and actual ideas do come when I'm taking action. This is how I've been able to bring myself out from me being reliant on my parents, and I was still 22, I think. I was going to university, but that was just excuse. And I was just pretty much told to myself from one day to the other that, bro, I got freaking enough. Like, I have to take control of my life. I have to make my own money. I don't care how. I do not want to go to the job. I was just pretty much ashamed of myself, because I was building up an e-commerce store by this, and it made like 10K the best month. Not too much profit, because I knew jack shit about all the business model and the maths. But the actual idea is that I just simply had this identity that I know this stuff. And so, long story short, I figured out a business that pretty much brought me in cash, and I just cut myself from the support. And from there on, I just figured that, bro, I just simply have to do my stuff. Like, this is the idea. And from there on, the other idea is that the same thing when you're lost. It's like, bro, like, just start doing something. So for example, nowadays I just felt like so freaking lost, and I just felt like so freaking out of purpose, because I just simply didn't really have to do shit in the morning that I currently value as high value activity. So for example, currently the highest value activity in my business within the agency is I'm just simply making the call. So I'm taking a call, I'm closing a client, I'm sending them the invoice, and that's it. This is the highest priority activity. This is the highest value activity. This is how we are able to bring a building cash. This is how I'm able to not only just to bring in the cash, but pay myself, pay the guys who are actually setting up the appointments, pay Facebook, whatever. So this is the highest value activity. And with that being said, since I'm not in US time zone currently, and I do not really have the actual chance, nor do I really want to blow this thing up currently where I'm in, I just simply don't know what to do from 7 a.m. till 2 p.m. And for me, it's like a big drag. And I still have my other business. And for example, today I figured that, man, I'm working the best if I just start doing something. It's like I'm just arranging my thoughts, which is for me 1 hour in every single day. It's like I'm waking up and doing something repetitive. It's like either washing the dishes, either some yoga, either some exercising. I'm just doing something repetitive and something that requires me to actually do something, which is productive, but not like thinking about that. And after that, I just simply have these ideas flowing, and I'm just simply writing down, I was pretty much organizing my ideas. And so after that, what is happening is I just got to realize that um after that I just want to work. I just want to work, like back then I remember that I was like reading, but back then I was like searching for solutions. I didn't really understand business. I was like looking out there for solutions. But nowadays I clearly exactly know what are the steps that I have to do. And I'm feeling that I just simply cannot do those steps. And so this is like a frustrating thing in the morning for me. It's like, so what I'm trying to do is like improve the system, and like build the parts which I have to build, but I'm not inspired to build them because I'm just simply not in the mind frame. Because how purpose works for me is that first I'm doing something, then after I've been able to do something, then I just simply have this inspiration to actually solve those problems. I'm getting new ideas, I'm getting new questions, and I'm just simply getting engaged. And this is indeed what I do think, and this is why I would like what I wanted to present this thought process to you, because this is what I do believe purpose arises from. Namely that we are actually doing something, we are getting engaged to that activity, and we are getting more questions inside of ourselves, and just start seeing a bigger picture around ourselves. And so when we see the bigger picture, we are about to figure out the bigger picture. And so with that being said, one of the biggest things that we are always looking to do is to put the parts of the puzzle together. And the idea would be to actually go out there and always just find something that you actually find new questions in, and just challenges you all the time. Because bro, like we just simply need challenge and recognition. It's like, hey man, like someone just stepping on your shoulder, hey man, like you've done a good job, like you need nothing else, I do swear to you. And I do think like back then when I was like 20 or 21, I was like, man, like I need love. But nowadays I'm like, I don't need love, brother. Like I need shit, that got done. I want to